Welcome to our next Wandering Walks of Wonder adventure. Today we're headed to Colorado and to Colorado Springs. The history of Colorado Springs is a long and rich one. The area was first inhabited by Native Americans for thousands of years before the arrival of European settlers in the 19th century. The first recorded European to visit the area was Zebulon Pike in 1806. In 1859, during the Pikes Peak Gold Rush, the first permanent settlement was established in Colorado City. In 1871, General William Jackson Palmer founded Colorado Springs as a resort town. Palmer was a Civil War hero and railroad magnate, and he saw the potential for Colorado Springs to become a popular destination for health seekers and tourists. The city was built on the banks of Fountain Creek, which was known for its mineral springs. Palmer also promoted Colorado Springs as a place with a healthy climate, and he built the Antlers Hotel, which became a popular destination for people seeking to improve their health. As we travel through Colorado Springs on this walk, we'll learn a little bit more about its history by taking a look at some of the buildings that we see along the walk. This first building that we see across from us, this three-story brick building, is known as the Cherokee Building. It was constructed in 1901. It was constructed as an office building serving the western terminus of the Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Railroad. The second and third stories of this building contained sleeping rooms with shared bathrooms to house railroad company agents. The Cheyenne Building was used as a hotel between 1909 and 1963, and today is business offices and a brewery. This tall building ahead of us is the old Exchange Bank Building. It was built in 1909. It's located at the intersection known for the convergence of several major street trolley lines. The Exchange Bank was initially established in 1883. The board of directors was composed of various prominent figures in the Colorado Springs area. The bank was fueled by gold extracted from Cripple Creek Mining District. This 8-story building was constructed at a cost of $350,000. It was one of the first in the city to use a steel skeleton and contained 2 elevators and a 3-story high bank vault. The red and white building that we see here on our right was once Behrards department store. Behrards was not the first department store in Colorado Springs, but it was the last independent department store in downtown when it closed its doors in 1996. Founded in 1892, the business carried complete lines of women's ready-to-wear, cosmetics, notions and accessories, men's and boys' apparel, and home furnishings. This building was built in 1914. We're now walking past the historic Mining Exchange building. This five-story building was built in 1902 and was constructed by Winfield Scott Stratton, the Cripple Creek millionaire and civic benefactor, to house the Colorado Springs Mining Exchange and also to promote regional mining companies and their stock. It is regarded as the most substantial and intact building associated with Stratton that remains here in downtown Colorado Springs. As mining ebbed in the importance to the region, the building became popular with inventors, insurance companies, railroads, and accountants, engineers, and lawyers, and remained a prominent business building. In 1963, the building was remodeled into office space and has since become a hotel. Ahead of us is the historic Peak Theater, which was built in 1937. This is the last of the 6 movie theaters that operated in downtown in its heyday, and the 1937 construction of the Peak Theater shows the importance of theaters, even though this was built during the Great Depression era. Fragments of an earlier bank building were incorporated into the theater, which cost $10,000 and was capable of seating over 500 people. In 1949, the theater was modernized and nearly doubled in size. The theater's most notable feature is the pie-shaped marquee, originally designed to illuminate with xenon, which was deemed more vibrant than neon. The theater closed in the 1980s and was reconfigured into 2 theaters, a bar, and some upstairs office space. This large red brick building here to our left is called the Hagerman Block. This building is associated with the investments of mining and railroad tycoon James J. Hagerman. Hagerman was born in Canada in 1833 and in 1861 graduated from the University of Michigan. Hagerman entered the iron business, eventually leading the Milwaukee Iron Company and amassing a huge fortune. After developing tuberculosis, Hagerman left the Midwest and eventually moved to Colorado Springs in 1884. Here, his health improved and he began investing in various Colorado ventures. Hagerman is most famous for his association with the Colorado Midland Railroad, a project that stagnated until his involvement in 1885. He became president of the railroad and raised $1.3 million in capital for the line's construction, which began in 1886. This building to house his offices was completed in 1890. Just to our left is the Carnegie Building, which was built in 1905. This housed one of two Carnegie Libraries here in Colorado Springs. General William Jackson Palmer, the town's founder, donated the site atop a hill looking west towards Pikes Peak, which we see off in the distance. Andrew Carnegie provided $60,000 for construction costs. It's been used continuously as a library since its completion in 1905. This building just to the right of the library is the old Knights of Columbus building that was built in 1928. From its construction in 1928 until it was sold in 1937, this building served as a lodge hall for the Knights of Columbus. The organization was formed to develop a practical Catholics among its members, to promote Catholic education and charity, and through its insurance department, furnish or at least temporarily provide financial aid to families of deceased members. This large church here is St. Mary's Catholic Church. It was built in 1902. St. Mary's Catholic Church is significant both for its architecture and its history. The congregation held its first Mass in the region in 1860, celebrated by Father Joseph Mashbooth. This site was purchased in 1888 and construction proceeded until 1898, and completion of the bell towers was done here in 1902. Sorry. We're now headed into Acacia Park. Originally called North Park, it was the first of two platted parks in the original township of Colorado Springs, reflecting a formal symmetrical pattern that measures 400 feet exactly on each side. It was initially landscaped by John Blair, a Scots landscaper who also designed the grounds for the General Palmer home. By 1901, the name had changed to Acacia Park, and South Park was renamed Alamo Park. The band shell that we see located at the southern end of the park was added in 1914, replacing a wood frame bandstand that was constructed in 1888. Ahead of us, we'll see the statue of William Jackson Palmer. This bronze equestrian statue portrays General Palmer as the city's founder, who's astride his favorite horse, Diablo. General Palmer was a Delaware native and member of the Religious Society of Friends, also known as the Quakers, who fought for the Union in the Civil War and subsequently organized the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad. In addition to founding the city of Colorado Springs in 1871, he was active in creating and funding improvements for the park system and numerous other enterprises in the city. The general, who's dressed in civilian attire, faces southwards towards Pikes Peak. Ahead of us, we'll see what was once originally the home for Colorado College professor James H. Kerr. In 1890, the Paso Club purchased the house and began remodeling it for its clubhouse. By January of 1891, the new clubhouse was ready for members, and a large ball for the following month helped celebrate its opening. The El Paso Club is the oldest social club west of Chicago and was organized in Colorado Springs in 1877 and incorporated in 1880. The club quickly attracted a power elite of prominent business and professional men and ranchers from the surrounding area, and it achieved a national reputation by 1890. Inside, there's a bowling alley that was added in 1900. The building is notable for its Queen Anne style features. Here on our right is First Christian Church. This building has served the congregation of First Christian Church since its construction in 1935. The church, which was founded in 1878, met in various homes and other churches until it built its first structure in 1891 on North Nevada Avenue, pretty close to Acacia Park that we just saw. The growing congregation purchased this site in 1926 and erected this building after the earlier building that they were in was damaged by fire. This building was one of the largest construction projects of the Great Depression era here in Colorado Springs. Despite undertaking the project during the economic downturn, the congregation was able to hold its mortgage burning ceremony in 1943. This smaller one-story building that we see here on our left is significant for its association with the history of healthcare here in Colorado Springs. After World War I, many veterans suffering from respiratory afflictions arrived trying to find a cure here in Colorado Springs. During the early decades of the 20th century, occupational therapy was considered a major component of treatment, particularly from those suffering from tuberculosis. This halfway house was established to provide this therapy for those halfway back to health. It was initially designed as a residence but was donated by Mrs. August B. Evans to the community in memory of her husband William.
I know that that's the demographic.
I hope you've enjoyed this time walking through Colorado Springs and learning a little bit about its history, seeing some of the artwork along this street, and seeing some of the architecture and some of the stories behind the building. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on our next walk. Take care now. Bye.